Good evening, everyone. So, welcome you to all After Cat. This is the first session, and with me, I have Jijo. Hi, Jijo.
Hi, hi, hi.
So, I'll just start with this one thing that I have, put across to the students, and I want your replies to this. So, how do you think your cat was? So that was how was your cat, not how was you cat. Okay, so sorry for the typo, but how was your cat? Students, let's hear you. क्या हालत है? Because I'm going to answer on your behalf as well. Hi Dushita, how was your cat? Or shall I take this up first? This is what I felt when I finished my cat. Jijo, what did you feel?
You don't have to feel like that because at the end of the day, it's a relative test. So the cat, per se, if you look at the cat in terms of level of difficulty, yes, it was high. But if you kind of feel that everybody is going through the same problem, then there is no problem. So, but I don't know how students felt. I'm sure that they would have felt very differently than how I would have felt because for them the stake is slightly higher than my stake. So, so that's my thing. Yeah.
So the term that I see constantly from that day is moe moe, and that's a constant feeling across. And I'm with you guys. I'm with you. I am also feeling the same, especially वो
So,
quant देख के.
okay. Sazil is with you. I'm not.
Okay, so what after Cat 23, Jijo? We are here to answer this for the students, right? And the idea is to देखो जैसा भी गया है, in my opinion, cat खराब गया, अच्छा गया, सबका खराब गया, does not matter. We'll talk about those things. We've talked about those things earlier, but the whole idea is what next. Whenever life में एक stage अच्छा जाए, खराब जाए, the next idea is what next. Am I right, Jijo?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the only way is the way forward, right? So at this juncture also, I think the way forward. Let's look at the way forward. So starting notes from Jijo sir. Let's go with that, sir.
Yeah.
कहाँ से शुरू
So,
करना चाहेंगे?
I think let's start with the agenda. What we have, what we plan to cover.
Okay.
Uh, so what we basically want to do is so one action has happened with respect to the cat you've taken the test. Is any more action that we need to do at this point in time, which is beneficial for us? When I say us, I'm saying you. I mean, I'm saying sitting and worrying about the test is not right. So, the response is going to come out. But what is that we can take away from the response sheet is very important. Any actionable is it going to reveal something? Obviously, it's going to reveal a raw score. But does it also, what is there anything else that I need to do to ensure that I get a better picture? So that is one. And then we'll sort of talk about irrespective of whatever happened with the cat, there is something that is true for everyone, that everyone should do a few things uh, and then we'll talk about those people who felt that their cat has gone well. What is that they have to do? And then we'll address a difficult question for those of you whose cat has not went well. And I'm sure that here a lot of you are in different stages, situations in life. I'm sure that some of you have quit the job and maybe you've taken the cat last year. You got into IM query code, then you quit it, and then you're writing the cat once again, and this the cat didn't do well. So all that's kind of thing that we'll discuss, and looking at way forward. So that's sort of a plan, and in between we'll also talk about the way in which CL can help in this journey. We have been helping you throughout the journey. We'll continue to help so, and we'll
Yeah.
address that, and we'll obviously pick up any sort of questions and queries anyone would have, and then we'll address that. We'll try and keep it light, we'll try and keep it focused, and hopefully we can knock all this out in about 45 minutes and then pick up your questions. So that's what.
Right. So just quickly before we go on to what data reveals about Cat 23, वो agenda पे जाने से पहले, one word of caution, and this we've reminded again and again. The whole game depends, of course, on your preparation of CAD, ZAT, whatever, your preparation of PDP going forward. All of that we'll talk about. But it also depends on whether or not you fill the right forms, be it exam forms, be it college forms, right? I'm sure you know that ZAT deadline has been extended, right? So in case you've not filled still a chance, right? There's no use giving up right now. As I said, the only way forward. So there are options, and I hope you are doing it right. Okay, college form filling may be, of course, you have to use your brains and do a proper form filling from your end, but don't try to be stingy there, right? Form filling में minimize करने का try मत करो. थोड़ा सा ज्यादा होगा तो it is okay. That is my take, right? Jijo, in case you disagree, please
No,
give
no,
your
we
opinion
can, we
as
can, we
well.
can, no, we can move on. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So with that, what does the data reveal about CAT 23? We do know that the structure was more or less different, more or less the same. Only difference was VARC may, as we had expected, as we had also reflected in CAT CDC 13 from our test series, right? We expected four types of questions in VA, and that's what happened. So we had taken a chance on that, right, Jijo?
Yep.
So that was one change. The other change was quant ka difficulty level. So these are the two major things. If I'm missing out something, please add.
I
So
think
what is
you're
the data
perfect.
reveal? What is your opinion about now how the slots went, difficulty level, all of that, how the scores will come out? What is your take?
So I think that we already discussed this. There is will just take a sort of quick recap on this. Is that the VRC and DLR is more or less pretty similar to last year, maybe up and down few marks here and there. There is obviously going to be a significant drop in the QA, and then there has to be a drop in this, and these are sort of ideal score that one can attempt. This is, I think the students also have gone through the discussion in the groups and others, and probably would have the sense, and everybody kind of has this sense of what the cat is, of what the cat was, right?
I want to make a small change to what is written on the slide here. Right, there is something that we have revised. We've put up the revised data. We'll put up a revised. I will put it down in the description also, the link. Right, so we have revised the score and we are expecting it to go even lesser than this. Okay, there's a high chance that the overall cutoffs might go lesser than this. Right, so the overall cutoff may go to 72 or 74 also. That is possible, right? So that's how it is, and we know this. So as Jijo rightly said, yeah, this is as on cat. Now what after, right? So now we're coming to the next action of cat, Jijo.
I
So
think so what we have so far. So what is the action that we have to take, right? For example, if I know a particular score, when will they release the response sheet? They said I think the convenient has said first week of December, so it can happen tomorrow, day after, whenever. Usually
right.
it is. I think last year they released it on 2nd of December. There are some years they release it on 7th of December. So you can expect the response sheet to have come this point. But what is very very important with respect to the response sheet is this, right? Response sheet will give you the raw score, but once you have the raw score, you have in your mind what does it mean, right? So one clarity. So far, what clarity we have attempted some questions, we have a certain feeling about the test, and it gets absolutely revealed. So the reason why they have response sheet is for you to have any errors. If there are errors, you can report that, but hardly is going to be any error. So we'll probably look at that particular score. But what you need to look at is how have I performed with respect to others. So if I, for example, understand my percentile is high, then I can take an action of looking at what is the sort of the next course of action, which is should I prepare for the cat, should I focus a lot in that, all that kind of questions becomes absolutely critical. So what I would recommend and is that so every year after the response sheet comes out, uh, we uh, ask you to input the response sheet, or just upload the response sheet on the link that we'll be sharing, and we'll take all the data, and we'll then obviously do the algorithms and stuff, and we'll do our uh, ML games, and come out with a predicted percentile. And last, I think ever since we have started this, our predictions of the percentile has been absolutely spot on.
Bang
And
on.
what this will absolutely help you is this is there is nothing else that you need to do. You obviously get input, understanding of the particular test. The idea is that the actual result is going to come in the month of January, the percentile, January 7th ish, around the time. The call letter will start coming after 1 week. The interview may start immediately. So and therefore you might have less time. So this will sort of give you a good idea. So one of the things that you should definitely look at is the score calculator. Of course, you can calculate the score on your own. You can just count once the response sheet comes, but it calculates the score, and then we'll collect the data. Last year, we had close to about 30,000 data. I think we had significant number of data to make a statistically relevant prediction. We'll continue to have that. So we'll strongly recommend that you will look at it.
So
And
Jijo,
then, yeah, yeah.
just to add, the previous slide that we showed was more or less to do with it came from the score predictions that the students have put their inputs on. कि मुझे लगता है कि मैंने इतने question सही किए हैं. Now, when the response sheets come out and the exact data they put in, right, the exact percentile match for versus score will be put up. So I think students, what you can get is SIDA when you put in your response sheets, you know your score, you know your percentile, and you know what colleges will be available to you. You know, for no, maybe you might get a call from. So that is what the percentile predictor and the college B school predictor does, right?
Yeah,
So
so
that is why.
so there could be some of you will say that I'll not check this, I'll wait for it. I think that is sort of
Fair
what is the
enough.
point in it? मतलब इसमें कुछ point तो है नहीं, but the paper तो हो गया. तो अभी तो I want to look at next course of action. The next course of action is not like it could be preparation interview, which is a different beast. Irrespective of whatever, there are other examinations that we have to prep for. And I think worst come to worst, what hopefully will never happen. That the last thing that you mentioned, the CAT 2024, hopefully never happen. I'm sure that you will figure out some
Hopefully,
way.
never happens. That was the last
Never happened,
resort.
but I'm sure that there are some of you probably attempt the CAT the first time. I would want to give one more shot. Everybody's situation is very different. I think that there is no sort of right or wrong answers in terms of your action point that you'll take. But I think the immediate step that you guys will have to do, I'll strongly recommend, is to definitely look at the response sheet, and then you would you would get a sense of where you are, and then that reveals a lot many things. So sort of that is immediate action. So if there is a next action that you got to do, is wait for the response sheet to come and upload that response sheet, and then we'll obviously take a bit of time, couple of days, 2-3 days, and then once we have the data, and then we'll predict the percentile, and this will be
Percentile.
based on scaling up, scaling down, all that will calculate happen based on the data.
Yes.
And then that's okay. So just to give a sense here, last year we had made a initial prediction, then we had made a second correction of the scores, and when the percentile when the response sheet came
Response
out, we
sheet. Yeah.
got a lot of data. The score was actually showing much lower than what we predicted, and we almost like, how was it possible? Then we said, let's just trust the data. The data is saying this, we should just trust it, because compared to 2021, the 2022 scores are low for every percentile. That was a shock, but that was kind of thing, nobody expected that to happen, but we went with the data. Whatever
Yeah.
data reveals is what the data reveals, and then eventually that was the reality. So for those of you who would have probably attempted only 5% in maths, who knows? That is good enough to get 99%. Who knows? Okay, we never know all these things, so those clarity would be there. So that is sort of one very important thing that you guys have to do. So yeah.
Right. So just to reiterate a couple of points here, in my opinion, again, I think we should whether whatever percentile you get, whatever percentile you don't get, right? You are still giving other exams. So first of all, preparing for other exams is going to be important, and hence you will get calls. So PDP preparation is important. So there are a lot of things to do, right? There are a lot of things to do, right? So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get on to the next one. So this is, I just added this timeline for just for a no, understanding sake. Okay, what all is there in store? So NMAT has already happened, right? More or less you are done with it. Most of you. Snap is coming on the 10th of December, 10th, 17th, and 23rd. So that's the next thing. Tomorrow is MyCat, by the way. So the first attempt of MyCat is tomorrow. The second one will be, I think, sometime in Jan Feb. I don't remember. Right? ZAT is on 7th of January, and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of options to go for. The game is not over yet. All right. So what I want to reiterate is the game is not over yet. Cat is not the end. It's not the end game. Okay. So we are yet to. There's a long way to go, and we still have a lot of chance. Right. So, Jijo, shall I move on? Is anything you want to
Yeah,
add to
sure.
this?
Yeah. To move on.
Okay. So what must a student do? So any student who, whether the cat went well, not went well. So let's start with this one. What if the cat went well? What must the student do?
If a cat went well, I mean, we have to convert the call. Okay. मतलब उसमें कुछ मतलब there is this absolute craziness with all the effort that we did, right? And we did not convert the call. We have to convert the call. So every seat, for example, if you look at the top IMs, top four, every seat they're going to call four students. Some of the bottom, if you go down, it's going to be 8 students for every seat, 10 students. Obviously, people are going to get multiple calls, so it'll turn out to be good. Whether or not you're going to take the career launcher help for your preparation or not, you must look at the preparation. Now, if you look at the interview game, right? Anything goes. They can ask about your academics, they can ask current affairs, they'll ask about stuff that you've done, knowledge about stuff that you have, your interest. You have to figure out what story you want to pitch to them, how you showcase. There, every college you'll have to write admission forms, which has got a lot of questions. You have to start thinking about those things, trying to think about good things that you've done in your life is a task in itself. And if I look at what interview is the art of selling your story. And if I talk about what sales is truth well told, right? Interview is about telling your truth, but standing your truth, and then there has to be some sort of introspection. And you can ask anyone who's gone through the process of interview, and I can safely say the amount of preparation some of them have put would be more than what they end up putting in CAT. So I am saying this: if at all you are feeling somewhere down the road CAT went well. Now CAT went well is in quotes, because through CAT there are not many colleges which is going to accept the scores. So there could be a TATME which accepts the score. There is a GIM, there is an IME as well. And depending upon the colleges that you apply to, you likely going to get a call, right? Depending upon how you base your application form. And then once the interview starts, then it's just going to start. So I think that many of you will have multiple sort of interviews. There is hardly any time to showcase all this. So now, if there is a sense in your head that your CAT has gone well, and when I say CAT has gone well, you have applied to certain schools and you are likely going to get some calls. So there is a likelihood which is probably about more than 80%. Now immediately you start thinking about the interview process. Now, now if you want to take the career launcher help, there are programs available. We call it the PDP, Personality Development Program, PDP. We have an option wherein we even have a program which is personalized. So if you want, for example, me as a mentor, or GP as a mentor, or Sasil as a mentor, who will go through it. Those version is also available as a course. Plus, if you're enrolled in some sort of classroom program, then automatically your center is going to help take you through and help you through the whole process. All that help will available. So the thing is, when you look at this, so some of these colleges, for example, let's take IM Calcutta or some IM. 50 percentage 40 percentage weightage will be for CAT, some 50 percentage weightage will be for all these things in interview stuff, and 10 percentage weightage will be for your profile. That is the final output. So irrespective of whatever happened in your CAT, this game is huge. And there is a the so the this has to be something that in your mind. So at this point in time, for example, you might have, I'm hoping that you're reading news, covering your news, uh, reading those things, figuring out what is important to. If you're working, then you should know about industry, your product, your competition, because some sort of conversation is going to happen. We'll obviously have a detailed session on interview preparation itself, but what I want to inform you, if for some reason you have, I think which is also why it's very important. Again, I'm saying as to why you should uh, take responsibility very seriously to understand what your percentile position is. You don't want to wait till Jan. You don't want to wait till Jan or 7th. Then only I'll start thinking about this particular thing. So that is something that you should not be sort of doing. So there is obviously the rare possibility that you expect the CAT to go well, CAT did not go well, and the preparation did not happen. But you're not going to lose anything through the preparation that you're doing. But if you did not prepare, if you did not use like December, and then you get a call, oh, that's a crazy situation that you're in. If you prepared and did not get a call, fair. I mean, तो कुछ prepare किया waste हो गया.
So
But the other
Jijo,
thing, हाँ, Yes,
Just
please.
to add, I have seen so many students जो जैन में, मिड जैन में, एंड जैन में, अर्ली फेब में, उसके बाद जागते हैं, एंड दे आर लाइक अब मेरा कॉल आ गया सर, अब हेल्प मी आउट, एंड नाउ आई डोंट हैव टाइम बिकॉज हफ्ते भर में मेरा कॉल इंटरव्यू है. Now how are you going to prepare for an interview or a PI or a VAT or whatever, right, within that 1 or 2 weeks period? So this is what the students are not able to foresee because they are thinking कि नहीं हुआ मेरा, जब तक कॉल नहीं आया नहीं आया, बट वो कभी भी आ सकता है, it can come anytime.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure that, but itna guarantee if you sensibly apply to B school, na everybody's gonna get a call. Okay. So
Right.
if you've got ZAD, you've got NMAT, and then the Snap itself has got matlab, itna number ke schools hai, right? And there is sort of so this is the reality that's going to happen. The one thing that I want to say, I think that interview is about your truth. There is no need to lie. There is no need to do unnecessary deep exaggeration. If you have had bad failures in life, then you own it. If you have taken a drop, then you taken a drop. I think that interview is about finding the beauty in your story. There's a lot of feeling that people have is that my story is not good, somebody else is better. No, no, no. Everybody has gone through a very unique life. The uniqueness is there in that story. And one of the things that we will try and do within Career Launcher, if at all you are part of any sort of programs of this one, is to try and extract the story out of you. And then I think whether you have CL or not, I think it's always good to have some sort of mentor who will help you through this sort of the process, and that's something that you guys should do. And I have said enough. We'll have a sort of a separate detailed session on interview preparation itself. Let the response sheet come out and let sort of percentile prediction happen, and then we'll have it. Otherwise you will not think about this at all. I don't think that this is in your mind at this point in time. You're worried about response sheet. Kya sir, kya bak rahe ho sir, ye sab hone the na dekh. But like, this is going to be 1 week a reality, 1 month reality. 1 month is going to just go, let's say, just like this, and then uske baad rone ka nahi. I have told you, okay, bas I have done my job. And we have done our job. Yeah.
So, Jijo, I have an interesting question here, and I'm putting it up on the screen. Sir, who should give GMAT? Sir, is it worth trying? So, I would like to take this one. See, GMAT, first of all, आप अगर CAT 23 target कर रहे हो and you're looking at getting into a B school in 24, right? The उसका GMAT का round one of selections for the colleges on the college side, right? It's already going on or it is done in some cases. Okay, round two also is going on. I think round one is done, round two is going on, and round three might happen in Jan Feb. Okay, so good colleges might just finish their process maybe till the time you finish your GMAT. Lekin GMAT is valid for 5 years. So my suggestion is for CAT 23 students that those of you who've done the preparation of CAT, और इस साल होगा नहीं होगा, मुझे ऑप्शंस क्रिएट करना है, आई वांट टू कीप गुड ऑप्शंस, आई वांट टू हैव गुड इंटरनेशनल ऑप्शंस, ग्लोबल ऑप्शंस, इवन इंडियन ऑप्शंस ऑफ कॉलेजेस इन इंडिया which accept GMAT. You can do all those things. GMAT is valid for 5 years. You can अभी प्रिपरेशन तुम्हारा हुआ है, CAT prep you've done, the new GMAT focus edition is very similar to CAT. Your prep can actually help you. So that's like one more exam. So if you're appearing for a CAT, ZAT, SNAP, and MAT, you might as well consider GMAT. Not necessary, not compulsory, not mandatory, but it's not a bad idea. Okay, this is my take on that. Jijo?
Yeah, GMAT is a test, right? So basically, you're looking at a college, right? Whatever the criteria for the college, whatever the test they accept, you take the test. GMAT obviously is a test for all the colleges, all the programs, not just MBA, the MIM program across the globe. There are colleges in India, some colleges accept GMAT score, majority don't. Those of you who want to look at, we have got 5 years experience, 6 years experience. Then there are these 1 year MBA program that is available to you, which takes a GMAT score. So what you have to do is that first have an honest conversation with yourself in terms of what are the options that you're going to look at. So you analyze your situation, right? So the story is not over. We have committed on certain things. CAT, let's figure out where the CAT is taking us. Step number 2 is, okay, there are these options that is available. Evaluate it. The great thing about GMAT, like Cecilia said, of course, the test is now very similar to CAT. You can take the GMAT anytime during the year. It's the validity of GMAT for multiple times. So it's just to have an honest conversation with you, on probably take help of mentor if there is a center close by. You visit the center and just find out what your situation is, and I'm sure that it just opens a lot many options for you. So that's something that would be that. So it's that would be my take. Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with what
So
you're
I
saying.
think why the question came up was because I mentioned in the previous slide, and that I
Okay.
mentioned with a specific idea in mind, Jijo, that all the CAT students, we have a GMAT add-on course for CAT 23 students. So that is the reason I'd mentioned it, that in case someone wants to utilize it, might as well. Now, another question I come to that I'll take up before we go ahead, and that's for you to take up. Sir, when will you release DM 1000? What are we doing with this?
So DM 1000 is a specific code for that. So I think that I'll discuss it when we discuss that. But I'll keep this in mind. I'll definitely take it up when we go to the slide in terms
I
of
think
release exam.
I think the product is about to be released, right? It's
Yeah,
under
yeah,
construction
it
very
is
soon.
really. So I'll just quick. I think I'll sort of take it up if that is okay when we talk about sort of the next slide. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So going
I think we didn't take it up. Sorry. Let's go back. Let me address this. Okay. So let's. I think it's in the previous slide. Okay. Just I think we can take the. Cecile, if you can go to the previous slide.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, previous slide.
Yeah. So let's take this. Okay. So exams. Okay. Now let's take one of the next very important exam is that. ZAT is an institute. ZAT is an exam which opens door for one of the top B school in this country, XLRI, along with a lot of other schools. Now, when you look at ZAT as an exam, and we'll have a separate session on ZAT. I believe that is happening on the 5th of December.
5th of
Uh,
December.
5th of December, yeah. But just to give you a sense, a lot of people have this myth that ZAT is tough. मतलब CAT के बाद तो अभी तो है नहीं. Okay, so ZAT is an amazing exam. So it is an exam which has got 170 minutes, 3 sections, which is, and then you can do whatever you want. There is no sectional time limit. Matlab, it's a very boring examination. You have sort of sort of enough time to handle it. Okay, so that has got that one section which is decision making, and that is a question. DM 1000 is a course that we had created I think a few years ago, very similar to the VRC 1000 course. And this year what we are doing, we're calling it DM Redux. Okay, in the sense that this is what we're going to do with DM 1000, and it's going to get released tomorrow, day after. Whatever is the lessons of so we had done some core lessons, right? The previous, I think this was recorded 3 years ago. So we have kept the same core lessons. Last year we have done practice tests, explanation of ZAT past papers, 4 section tests. We have kept it as it is. So a good chunk of the course is from last year. What we have added to this course, what is coming new is we're going to have daily drills. So starting 11th of December, every day, Monday to Friday, we'll have short tests, which is 2 sets or 3 sets of DM. So which is very close to the reason as that. We'll have additional 4 fully newly created section tests. This course, and then we'll have live discussion on all these tests. So this course will get launched. So the product ready to launch. I think that it
I
should be launched tomorrow or day after. I'm
No,
not too
I
sure.
think I have within a day or two max. It
Within a day
should
or
be
two.
there.
So that is something that is available for you if you're looking at DM decision making as an area. Decision making is not reading comprehension. Decision making is not common sense. Decision making is one where a different kind of logical reasoning. It's not difficult, but it's going to be a little confusing, but it's not difficult. That is manageable exam. I think once we go through the session,
I
it's
think
sort of
at
very
this
good.
juncture, the students, if they want to know that there's a DM course and there's a ZAT crash course, both
Yeah,
are going to be available to you.
yeah.
So you may join them. ZAT crash course will be available probably, it's already available today or maybe maximum tomorrow. So it's there.
Yeah. So
Right.
that is like online, sort of online course. So if you obviously if you're enrolled for the classroom course, your center is going to take care of your ZAT prep. Okay.
So Venkata is asking me, is there any Snap course, crash course available online or recorded? Yes, buddy. Please go to the website and there's something called non-cat. I think it is shared in this chat also. I will request my team to share it in the chat. It is shared in the description as well. So you have something called non-cat online classes, and in that you can select Snap and take the course. So yes, that's possible. Yeah.
ये स्नैप ये स्नैप ना वो अजीब टेस्ट
Uh-huh.
है मतलब so the snap has got this 60 questions, 15 questions of English, 25 questions of logical reasoning, and 20 questions of maths, and you are given 60 minutes to do whatever you want. The entire 15 questions of English does not have any reading comprehension. It is grammar, vocabulary, jo bhi hai. And I don't think at this point in time we can start mugging words. Okay, you
Right.
basically you have to trust your school teacher. who taught you well, and your basic knowledge of words that you've had over the years. And I'm sure that while preparing for the CAT, you've gone through a lot many things. So out of the 15, you'll be able to get about 7, 8. Okay, so if you're
Yes.
slightly better, you'll get more. I think these 15 questions you will be able to solve in less than 5 minutes also. The maths is something that you have done. I don't think that you have to do anything extra for maths. The pain is going to be logical reasoning, because in logical reasoning is where you'll have sorry, so logical reasoning is where you'll have all these मतलब bank PO वाला questions. This is also very similar in NMAT. Statement assumptions, statement conclusions, strong weak arguments, coding, decoding, ये directions, ये सब, and then the problem is in NMAT, सबका one questions will come. So, and it is very process driven. So if you are kind of preparing for NMAT and SNAP, that will sort of be one area that you can sort of pick up. Yeah. So I think I called you by mistake, Sajil. पता नहीं. All right. ठीक है. So ये है. So
I was
in that
wondering.
sense, your NMAT. So if you're looking at NMAT is a very standardized test. Okay. So NMAT is conducted by the Graduate Management Admission Council, which also conduct GMAT. Both standardized. NMAT का story is very simple. If you are obviously some of you taking the NMAT, you have to get access to the NMAT official guide. Okay, I think you can treat it as a Bible. Then, of course, you can take the mock test that is available with us. So that along with the mock test should be good enough. And if you prepare for NMAT, so a lot of the logical reasoning questions for SNAP automatically prepared through NMAT. So NMAT, SNAP, and even MHCT is very similar sort of story, right? So that is kind of different beast. So if you are preparing for all these things together, my suggestion is logical reasoning karo, NMAT or SNAP ka, ZAT ka decision making karo. The verbal ability and logical section of that will be more or less manageable. I think that your CAT preparation should take care of it. If hardly any grammar question, the do aata hai, grammar vocabulary do aata hai out of 26. Without that also you can survive the that. So you should sort of have a sensible plan of action to handle all these exams together. And my CAT is sort of कुछ अलग ही है, because then you have to write creative writing, those many things, which anyway अभी तो I think exam is tomorrow, so there's nothing much to be done. So is there any questions the students had about tests that I can pick it up now? Yeah.
I think one question needs to be taken up. Madhur is asking, I'm a CL student. When does DM lecture start? DM lecture start immediately after SNAP, the first day of SNAP. So 10th को SNAP का first attempt होगा, उसके बाद हम DM शुरू करेंगे, so that we can shift our focus from SNAP to ZAT. That's the idea, right? So Madhur,
So,
wait for it.
but what I would recommend, Madhur, is that you have got access. I think that we have put up all the previous years ZAT papers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the previous year's ZAT papers are available on if you look in the mock test. So start from 2018 ka jo paper hai. So take one and get a sense in terms of what is being asked there. And I think for your lot of your preparation, that would be a combination of your previous year's year's CAT paper. And the second thing that I will strongly recommend is the mock exam is happening. The mock test is happening. I think the ZAT mock, I think prime cut has happened. So we also have a CDX, which is
Tomorrow,
very
tomorrow is
similar to
CDS.
CDC. So there is CDX, which is happening tomorrow. That in that there is going to be video solution. In fact, I'll be recording the video solution. So do take the test and go through the solution. I think that through the solution and you get a good starting point. So you'll get a good starting point to, and then you go back and look at the CAT. So it kind of your mocks, right? Your mocks for that is more or less the mocks, along with and hope and then if you feel that you need a DMK like extra help, which I personally don't think, but if you need it, then the sessions. But you can sort of wait. So it quickly happens. But immediately, what you need to do is ये mock ले लो, कल का mock जरूर ले लो. It's going to be there so Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Monday evening analysis and solution and all will come up. That mock is going to be sort of very important. So I hope that I've addressed Mother's question. If I have some more, then I'll pick any questions. Any other questions? We'll start.
So we can quickly take it
Yeah.
here. I think we've discussed this, but so what next? Your way forward. Upload the response sheet. I'm just summarizing for those of you who came late. Upload your response sheet tomorrow in HTML format, and you shall get the percentile and everything. So whenever the response sheet comes in, please make sure you do this. Make a plan for your preparation forward, whether it is non-CAT exams and GDPI VAT, and apply to B schools sensibly, right? This is very important. And yeah, before, so I want to show you this. This is how the profile is. I'm sure some of you check this. If not, this gives you an idea about what percentile, what college. So again, this will also tell you कि आपको कौन सा college मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा depending on the response sheet that you put in, right? So yeah, so that's about it in this sense. Jijo, some more questions we'll take up.
Yeah, sure, sure. We can pick
Okay.
up how many of our questions. So we are on time. Now it is
So I think
question
for a
time.
long time, for a long time, Himanshi has been asking this कि sir MyCat के बारे में कुछ बता दो. So I would like quickly give you a short summary of it. You know the sections. So there's a psychometric evaluation. Please understand psychometric evaluation. Don't worry about it because you can't prepare for it. You shouldn't prepare for it. You shouldn't try to fake it. You shouldn't try to project yourself. It's a situation. It's a set of situational questions, 150 questions, and you answer them as you are. Okay, please make sure that you be honest there. You cannot fake it because I think you have some 15 or 20 minutes if I'm not wrong. So 15-20 minutes में तुम 150 questions answer कर रहे हो, you cannot fake it, right? And don't leave questions there. Okay, that's one. Two, there is something called a descriptive test which has two kinds of questions. There's a CWT, there's a AWT. CWT is creative writing, AWT is analytical writing. So creative writing mein you have like 4 pictures, 5 words, 8 words, and you construct a story out of it. So that is what is expected of you. So there are two questions of that type, and two more questions of AWT type, analytical writing. So you are given a
Like
statement or an
you're I think
or yeah, yeah, Jijo.
तुम्हारा कुछ ब्रेक हो गया आई थिंक you're suddenly
अच्छा, okay.
your camera हाँ. So you're starting about creative writing.
Close.
So तब तक ठीक था. हाँ.
So creative writing is about 4 pictures given to you, five, 6, 8 words given to you, and you construct a story on that basis. And the AWT part, analytical writing part, is where there is a statement given to you, which has different sides that you can take, different stand you can take, and you have to speak for it, against it, 3 statements for, 3 statements again, and then take a stand on it and write 200 words. So something of that sort. So you have to basically write analytically, analyze it. So you need to have arguments which are based on logic, reason, facts, examples, etc. So that's how you formulate your AWT answers. So this is the descriptive exam. Then comes the aptitude part, which the paper 3, which is what you've been doing. So in that you have verbal and quant DI. So that is something you already know, and it's the quant DI is easier than CAT, much easier than CAT. Verbal is a little off level. I think Jijo can throw more light on this
हाँ,
in a
पर
while.
वर्बल vocabulary पता नहीं वो क्या पूछता है मतलब it's like crazy vocab but it's not sort of it's interesting as a paper
Yeah,
so who asked the question I think I forgot I just
Himanshi, it was Himanshi.
हाँ so हिमांशी देख तो टेंशन नहीं लेने
हिमांशी
का
ने बहुत प्यार से पूछना शुरू किया. Then she got into caps, and then she got into larger caps. So she started
ओके
shouting almost कि मेरा आंसर दो, क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो.
चलो ठीक है एनमैट का एक स्ट्रैटेजी बताता हूँ वो क्रिएटिव राइटिंग का है ना lot of things that creativity can be planned what you have to do is that in your mind no think about 4 5 real life incidents okay ये war Ukraine war or some story okay and then जबरदस्ती force fit your story into the picture that you see and so for example if let's say you see elephants now elephant in the picture can see a lot many things it is environment it is could be power it could be aggression the black it could be many million things so the key about writing creatively is also about uh, force fitting lot many things onto the story so you can actually do this you can try I think there are some sample question that has been given so in that what you want to do is think about let's say one story in your head before looking at the picture try and force fit the full story into the picture and write it and it works and if you have if you have sort of and that is one thing and the analytical writing is to sort of make it very very I think you have to make logical argumentation whatever position that you're taking look at what assumption that you're making the evidences that you can draw you don't need to know exact sort of the facts to it you can make logical arguments you can even say assuming you can even write stuff like okay this if I assume that this is a scenario, then this impact is going to happen. Even if, let's say, if you don't know the actual fact, you can mention that's your assumption. I
but
think
but
what they will
but I want to say something. AWT may do take a stand.
yeah, of course you have to take a stand. So that I think the most powerful essay happens when you take a stance. And the
Yes.
way in which you want to communicate a stance is this: first you tell them what you want to say, then you say it, then you tell them what you just said. You have to upfront they make your position very clear. Like how you've seen all the passages, you have read so many passages written by so many people. People make the position very clear, make very concrete, reasonably good paragraphs, and this. I think what you can actually do is, if you want to tell, I think this one simple suggestion that I can give you. I'm sure that you have access to chat gpt, and उसको टॉपिक दे दो, उसको बोलो मस्त लिखने देने को, you will get some template. Okay, I'm not asking of chat gpt is not going to be there in the actual examination, but वो मस्त template देगा तुम्हें. Okay, so then you'll get ideas, a few ideas in terms of how argument can be written, and then use that. And I think baki areas, like psychometric, Sazil has already said. I think the rest of the areas I'm sure that you can manage. Yeah, that's what I want.
One thing needs to be added, Himanshi and others who are appearing for MyCat, is the conversion diversion question. उस पे लोग load लेते हैं, load नहीं लेना यार. Conversion diversion question कुछ भी नहीं है. You have to find the commonalities in those question inputs that are given to you, and find the common word which fits out of the 5 options given to you. So the example that's given in the sample paper is about the apple, right? Apple cart hai, apple and orange are both fruits, and so on and so forth. So I think it is a doable thing, right?
Yeah,
So
it's very logical. So
load mat
it's
lo. I don't think
yeah.
MyCat is a question paper where you should take load on, you know.
And,
उसमें कोई
the
template नहीं
second,
है, templatize करो. Like okay, so Jijo, I agree with you on that. मैंने भी अपने आज के सेशन में यही बोला कि स्टोरी को जितना हो सके 2 टेम्पलेट बना के जो फिट हो सकता है फिट करो सब कंटेक्स्ट में. I think that's the
the
way to.
story. The second thing that you always go with an analysis. They, at the end of the day, all these are relative tests. तेरा बाजू वाला is not prepping for my cat. कि इसको कोई मतलब ढंग का कोर्स तो है नहीं कहीं पे, है ना? So everybody is like cat का preparation fight मार के अभी जाके my cat लिख रहे हैं. Okay, so I think that you just have to keep your cool, write something very sensible, and don't sweat too much. I think you should have a good ability to communicate your idea. So that's about it. And that is that. थोड़ा 2-3 देख लो how to write descriptive answers, and 2-3 template practice कर लो, and then force fit into the actual thing that you're writing. So that's would be my advice. Yeah.
Okay, there's an interesting question. When will the sessions for GDPI start? So the first session for GDPI, right, interviews ka is happening on this kind of a session on YouTube is happening on I think 3rd or 8th. I mean, there are 2 sessions. It is on either 3rd or 8th. I'll check it up. And the actual GDPI prep lectures are starting on 9th of December. Okay, so in the next week, your GDPI prep should just begin. You know,
So basically, what we're doing is there are a lot many students going to wake up early, so we'll obviously want to cater to them. So we'll be ready with GDP anytime you're ready. Let me put it this way. अपन तो ready है.
so just to give you an idea, Jijo, just to give them an idea, the product is live. So in case you want to do a pre-enrollment, please do, because you'll get a good chance of starting off early. Discussing with your mentor and getting interactions.
So
And we can do.
last year, I remember for the PDP personalized. So for those of you who want me as a mentor, I think about 30 students picked me as a mentor before even the CAT results came out. So I had started, so right from the 15th of December itself, I've started the whole process of getting the story. So my 30 kids, my initial quota was I said I'll only take care of 30 students. So who got filled before the result came out. Then I said I'll take 30 more. फिर एक निकल गया बाजू वाला 30 next 30. So that is talking about PDP personal. So
I'm sorry.
So
No, I'm so sorry. I was sharing some other question. Ye wala. So without response sheet, how can we start the GDPI process? Understand one thing. Response sheet is a parallel process. GDPI is another parallel process. It's like saying कि मेरे को जब तक response sheet नहीं आएगा मैं Z का तैयारी चालू नहीं करूंगा. Of course करूंगा. Snap का तो नहीं करूंगा. I'll do it.
तो अनु बेसिकली तुमको बेसिकली तुम अभी तो थोड़ा इंट्यूशंस है. तुमको क्या लग रहा है? क्या अच्छा गया बुरा गया? तो वो लग रहा है
कुछ तो
क्या
आएगा
अच्छा
ना.
गया?
So like Jijo said, Jijo, you only said, no, कहीं से तो call आएगा यार. You got to be prepared for it.
मेरे हिसाब से अभी तो प्रिपेयर मत कर. in the sense that तू formally prepare मत कर, तू news तो पढ़ना शुरू कर. ओके,
हाँ
तेरा कॉलेज का शीट निकाल. आई थिंक दैट द 4 ईयर में जितना कौन सा इंजीनियरिंग किया तूने, वॉट एवर इंजीनियरिंग दैट यू डन, सब्जेक्ट क्या है एक बार निकाल, है ना. आई थिंक दैट देयर इज अ बोधी ट्री करके एक चैनल है अपना,
हाँ
श्रीनी रन्स अ चैनल इन इन
श्रीनिवासन
इन अपना श्रीनी इज गाइस. आई थिंक क्या उसका लिंक है अपना टेलीग्राम लिंक, आई थिंक समबडी कैन शेयर इन द चैट.
I will try to share this in the description also.
So वो वो Srini बैठ के, yes, he started in that particular channel. He's put in, I think that it's a channel that you can get access to in that
Follow.
particular channel. Srini has put in all all interviews, question. You can go through and look at all the previous interview. वो देख ले एक बार. I think
Hmm.
पूछता क्या है, ये interview में होता क्या है. I
Oh
think
no,
that
that kind of
preparation.
preparation can start.
I
Yeah,
think preparation not about क्या book पकड़ के, ये थोड़ी है preparation. Preparation is mentally prepare कर सकता है. I think it's a question of so response it आएगा. So if for example मेरा बहुत खराब गया DLR, मतलब I attempted only 2 questions, पता नहीं क्या होने वाला है. And you might think that नहीं, but then there are a lot of colleges which doesn't accept, don't consider the sectional the cutoffs. Have you applied those colleges? If you applied those colleges, it's there. So yeah.
right.
So
Okay,
somebody,
another.
yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something. So
So
should
should I
I
depend on MBA profile as a take? See MBA
again
profile,
to
you
begin?
should not. तो पर ये एक तो ये dependence तो होना नहीं चाहिए any of these. All is their guidance. Everything, even MBA profile is not going to give you absolute guarantees. No, it is basically guidance. So it will just give you guidance. So at the end of the day, it is your judgment, right? So it's your judgment whether you want to say, forget about formally enrolling into any course. Right? So if you think that you're going to get about 94%, let's say this, or I don't know what percent I'll get, there's an outside chance for you to get a call from IMA. Let's say there's an outside chance that you get a call from SPGMR. You're not sure of it. But you, let's say you've applied to certain colleges. तो applied किया TAPP में. TAPP में तो 94% को call तो देने वाला है. So depending upon the college that you applied for, or you will probably think at this point in time, okay, let me apply to these many colleges. So it is going to be a combination of many things. So here, I think we are at this point in time living in a little bit of uncertainty, and nothing will be certain. I am just saying there is exams, there is interview, there is no harm in reading newspapers daily to prepare for the interview. There is no
Right.
harm in, for example, if you're working in a company, अब industry का report आता है या industry analysis आता है, उसको download करके putting it on folder in your this one. There is no harm. If let's say your hobby is chess, there is no harm in getting some stuff over check. वो पूछेगा chess के बारे में, Sicilian defense क्या है करके. So there is no harm to sort of plan of action, and formally enrolling into some course is a different thing. But your preparation can start. Okay, so that's.
All right. I think there's one more relevant question that we can take up. Does ZAT crash course include DM 1000? So ZAT crash course includes DM lectures and DM preparation. DM 1000 is a separate course in case you want more, with DM, right? So Rijo,
तो अगर तू Z क्रैश को ले रहा है तो DM कमांड तो जरूरत नहीं है.
जरूरत नहीं है.
मतलब Z क्रैश कोर्स means what? You want help in all the areas, right? So why you want to then extra पैसा देके क्यों ले रहा है DM 1000? लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. I think what you have to prepare yourself for the exam, right? So DM 1000 is a course which is preparing you for it, and it might have additional features or things. It may have
Yes.
daily doses and other things would be there. But as a Z crash course, I'm basically guessing you've got access to the 8 test. You have solution
Five,
videos. There are
the
5 tests.
PYQs.
Pass your paper का है, the lecture that is going to happen, and you will get access to this. I think that should be enough for you to do it, and I don't think that is necessary to look at DM 1000. DM 1000 क्या है? I think that people were saying that बाकी सब सही है. I just want to look at the decision making course. बाकी सब मैं संभाल लूंगा. So that is probably for DM 1000. What I would say, then I think you can take a call. So
Okay, so I want to a very interesting question here. सर DLR का solution दे दो बेटा, response sheet आने दे, we will start sharing the solutions also, and we've planned that, don't worry.
So it's a slot number 3. I took slot number 3. मुझे अब याद है questions. DLR का कभी उल्टा पुल्टा little bit. I think it is to come up with solution. So just let's wait. No, let's wait. I think cat is. I yeah. Just wait. I think there are a lot.
Okay.
I think what is absolutely important at this point in time is to take your mind of other things. Get yourself into that prep. Get yourself other stuff prep, and when that comes, it comes. So that's what.
I think may I just someone asked about the course and I have something to show. So
Okay.
I think कोई Z course के बारे में पूछ रहा था. So there is this is the express online class course. So you can take this up. I'm just trying. I had this handy, so I put it up. Right. So you can check it out. Right. Okay.
So
So
just go back. Just go back.
okay.
हाँ है ना. So if somebody I think that कोई पूछ रहा था DM देख तेरे पास 30
कोई
hours of
स्नैप के बारे
extra.
में पूछ रहा था ना. कोई
हाँ.
स्नैप का भी पूछ रहा था. Right. So
So if you look at the ZAT 2024 Accept course, it has got 30 hours live online sessions, which has got all the session, 8 ZD SAT, 5 previous question, video analysis, GP का फंडा for select marks. तो इसके काफी है. Then if you are taking this, then don't take DM 1000.
yes.
Okay. So if that's something that I would say.
Right. So before we end this, Jijo, this is a Telegram group in case anyone wants to join and get updates for. Right. So we keep updating YouTube channel and Telegram group is something that we keep updating you on. So it is a good idea to join it. Right. And with that, thank you and all the best. Specifically, before Jijo gives his last word, I want to wish all the students a very all the best for MyCat tomorrow. All those of you are appearing for it. Right. Rest of you prepare for Snap and Zat and PDP soon. And don't worry, ठीक है. रिजल्ट आएगा, अच्छा आएगा. जो भी आएगा कहीं ना कहीं से तो आएगा. लाइक जीजो सेड इन द बिगिनिंग, कहीं से तो एडमिशन मिलने वाला है. राइट जीजो?
Yeah, see, I am this side. Okay, I look at the entire. I think some people are going to do well, some people are not going to do well. Okay, कोई तो रोने वाला है, कोई तो खुश रहने वाला है. ये तो reality है, right? So at the end of the day, but you as a person is going to have one reality soon. Whatever that is, the things that is going to happen. Please don't. That is not going to define you as a person. There are many more battles. This is all you have taken this whole process, and I'm sure that through this process you have improved yourself tremendously. I'm sure that you've improved as a person. You took a challenge, and then I think this is at the end of the day you're doing this to enhance your career options, right? And your career is something that is going to span for next 30, 40 years. But for whatever reason, this one particular battle, you were not victor. There are many more battles that you're going to win, and you can really carry on a path. So I think you should take solace, and you should take pride in the fact that you started this fight and you put on a fight, and it didn't happen, but there is something great that is going to happen tomorrow. So things will always happen for the best. With that, I think let's meet again. I think we'll keep meeting. That's what I'm guessing in the coming days.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see you day after tomorrow. I think we have one session day after tomorrow, and you will come to know about it very soon. Thank you so much.
Chalo. Bye.